Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Reading the Red this Monday morning. It's really warm out, isn't it? Incredible. Matthew chapter 13, verse 26. An enemy in 25 had come and sown tare among the wheat. That's tares that look like wheat but are actually imposters. They did not actually have the same DNA as the wheat because in them was the potential for great harm. And in verse 26, Jesus says, "But when the wheat sprouted and bore grain, then the tares became evident also." So having an enemy sow what appeared to be wheat but really was tares, no one knew when it was being sown, but in time, as they grew, the wheat grew, and amongst the wheat was the tares, and the tares became evident. And these things we call tares are really imposters. They are deceivers. They are, as it were, supposedly representations of wheat, but in fact are not wheat. They are there to appear as wheat, but they're not wheat. And this sense of having these things that appear to be wheat, good things in our lives, but are actually bad things, tares, actually bad things, become evident as time passes. And so we have to look at ourselves and ask the question, as Christians, what is growing in our lives? Where has being a Christian transformed our lives? Are we richer and better in terms of the person we are now that we're Christians because we've allowed God to bring wheat to sow in us to produce something good? Or is amongst that wheat things that are not good, things that we have believed that aren't actually quite true, things that are actually deceiving us? Even preachers preach things that can sometimes be like wheat but actually are tares, because in time you start seeing things about those truths that have been preached to us by preachers from pulpits that are actually not that good, that are actually very binding. Things like guilt and shame and fear and intimidation and legalism, things that really are controlling our emotions and controlling our thinking, and as a result controls what we do. So we don't go here because of this, and we don't do that because of that. And there's all these sort of fear-formed understandings. And there may well be some aspects of truth related to them. But actually what they've done for us is they're binding us and causing us to be, as it were, restricted or hidden in the shadow or reluctant or some other stuff. Not everything is preached from the pulpit is righteousness. It's not pure wheat. Sometimes preachers preached tares, and we need to be discerning with regards to what we're listening to as to whether or not it's doing us any good. And Jesus said it simply like this, that that good fruit produce good seed produce good fruit, and bad seed produce bad fruit. And so if your life is filled with not so good things, maybe you need some deliverance. I'll carry on tomorrow. See you.